Hi everyone, Eva here. Happy Friday. So today, just like always, I'm going to be answering one mom's question of the week that was posted in the My Sleeping Baby group, and I'm going to delve into it in a little bit more depth. So today's question is from Jenny, and her question has to do with her 6-month-old's naps. Any advice on what to do when you miss that precious sleep window? My newly 6-month-old will just continue to get more and more wired, even when when more yawns come along. And seriously, the energy just doesn't stop. It could last for another hour or two. Do we just throw in the towel on the nap and accept that his wake window is going to be way too long? Do I continue to rock and comfort a baby who clearly wants to roll around and babble and laugh to himself, which just tires me out and not him? He's not nap or sleep trained yet, but I would imagine he would do this even if I miss that precious window, which seems to be happening a lot lately because age appropriate wake times are not lining up with tiredness and willingness to go to sleep. His naps fell apart with the 4-month sleep regression, and now he's wired more often than not before finally going to sleep. Any suggestions out there? I see the yawns, eye rubbing, etc., but they never translate to easy sleep, nor does the age appropriate wake window schedule. He's a happy, smiley baby otherwise. Any ideas, please? I'm going nutty over here. I don't blame you. If I was in your shoes, Jenny, I'd be going nutty as well. So first things first, let me just get this out there. Naps are really, really tricky. They are way trickier than nighttime sleep to sort out. I always like to compare learning how to fall asleep and stay asleep at nighttime to learning how to swim in the shallow end of a pool. And learning how to sleep during the daytime is like learning how to swim in the deep end. It's really not easy, and it can take time and practice and patience. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to getting a good nap in, it's actually really important to make sure that those wake periods are being respected and that he is going down for a nap just as he begins to get tired before he reaches that overtired zone. Because, you describe his behavior as being wired. When I hear about a baby who's wired, that screams overtiredness to me. So off the bat, my first piece of advice would be to try and maybe shorten the wake windows a little bit. Again, I'm not sure what kind of wake periods you're using, but there's a very good chance that he's overtired by the time you're trying to get him down. So I would try getting him down for a nap a little bit earlier. I would also make sure that the room that you're trying to get him down in, I'm assuming his nursery, is very, very dark. You want it to be like an 8 or a 9 out of 10 in terms of darkness level. Think Batcave here, because it's going to be a lot more challenging for him to wind down and relax and fall asleep and stay asleep if there's too much bright sunlight coming in, which, considering the time of year, it's quite possible is actually happening. So be very, very cognizant of the lighting. Now, you mentioned here he's not nap trained or sleep trained yet. So which tells me that you're probably planning on sleep training him, at some point in the near future. I think that once you have a baby who is sleep trained, in other words, a baby who knows how to fall asleep without assistance, getting him to fall asleep for naps is going to be more straightforward, because you see, falling asleep and staying asleep is a skill. And even if the wake window is off by a little bit, he might still be able to pull off a nap for you. Some babies are perfectionists and just can't sleep well if you miss that wake period. It's like this, learning how to fall asleep is a skill, just like learning how to swim, for example. If you take a child who knows how to swim really, really well, and put that child in a pool of freezing cold water, maybe he'll be able to swim, maybe not, right? If the child doesn't know how to swim to begin with, and you try putting them in freezing cold water, not gonna happen, right? So giving your child that skill set, teaching him how to fall asleep and stay asleep, is definitely going to help the matter here. It's going to make daytime sleep easier for you, even if you miss that wake window by a little bit. So look, abide by those wake windows as much as you can. Try getting him down in that window of time. But, considering you mentioned it's that word yet that I'm focusing on here, that tells me that you are probably planning on training him in the near future. My response is there's no better time like the present. I would definitely put a sleep training in as part of your plan, because I think it's going to help you in the grand scheme of things. Now, the one other, wait, was there something else I wanted to mention? Yes, the one other thing I want to mention is, with regards to his body language, the sleepy cues, the rubbing of the eyes and whatnot. As babies get older, the sleepy signs that we're looking out for, those become less and less relevant because as babies get older, they get much better at masking their signs because they'd rather just play more. And so it's not that it's not relevant. It's not that you shouldn't be looking at his body language at all, but take into account the time on the clock, how long he's been awake for, in addition to the body language, because it's possible that the body language could end up steering you in the wrong direction, maybe to a nap that's too early, to a nap that's too late, neither of whom would be biologically appropriate. And then you're going to end up getting a baby who's just fighting sleep tooth and nail. Now, if you're in the thick of things and you missed the wake window and he is just not falling asleep, I do not suggest that you just try and skip the nap because then you're going to have a really overtired baby. And that is going to be an absolute basket case that you don't want on your hands. So that's kind of what I like to call a nap emergency. What do you do in the case of a nap emergency? Put him in the car, put him in the stroller, put him in the carrier, feed him, rock him, do whatever you need to do to get him to sleep so that he actually falls asleep, gets some rest, isn't an overtired basket case, and will make the rest of your day and hopefully night a lot easier for you. So I hope this was helpful, Jenny. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Take care.